Professional wrestling and adult entertainment have crossed paths in a number of ways. While it was common practice in the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression eras to have female performers appear in Playboy, there are some performers, both male and female, who performed on camera for film. Now, before we get started with this list, this is strictly WWE wrestlers who made adult movies. Playboy photo spreads don't count, and wrestlers who never stepped foot in a WWE ring won't count either. As for the term made, we're looking at either people who were performers or sat in the director's chair. A wrestler waving to the camera in a glorified cameo doesn't count either. Now that we have that squared away, from the salacious to the surprising, here are WWE wrestlers who made adult movies. You can't do a video like this without talking about the most well-known case of WWE wrestlers in adult films. Of course, we're talking about Joanie Laurer, better known to wrestling fans as the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna. Chyna would start her WWE career in 1997, working as an enforcer for DX. Over time, Chyna became popular with fans and eventually landed herself in a nude pictorial spread in Playboy magazine in 2000. In 2002, after she had left the WWE, Chyna would pose again for the magazine. 2004 would mark her start in the adult film industry, even though it was inadvertently. In 2003, she filmed a sex tape with then-boyfriend Sean Waltman. The tape would eventually leak online. A company by the name of Red Light District Video, who at the time was famous for distributing Paris Hilton's sex tape, approached the couple about an official release where she and Waltman would be able to make money off of it. The video would be released in 2004 as One Night in China. In one of the last YouTube videos she ever filmed, Chyna would talk about this, stating that she had no ambitions of actually getting into the industry, but when the tape leaked, she tried to make lemonade out of lemons. This would lead her down the path she eventually ended up on. While publicity of the tape gave her career a bit of a boost, most notably landing her on the reality TV show The Surreal Life, she was struggling in real life with both drug addictions and mental issues. She would follow up the first sex tape with a second sex tape, which was also released by Red Light District Video, which was dubbed Another Night in China. Not long after this, Chyna would eventually start working in the adult film industry professionally, even signing a contract with Vivid Entertain in 2011. That same year, she would put out her first video dubbed Backdoor to China, a play on the titles of her two sex tapes. She followed this up in 2012 with an adult film parody of The Avengers, where she played She-Hulk and then reprised the character again in her own She-Hulk adult film spin-off. Her demons would eventually get the best of her in 2016 when she passed away due to an overdose of alcohol and a combination of anxiety medication, painkillers, and sleeping aids. Once she passed, this sparked a debate over whether or not she should be included in the WWE Hall of Fame. At the time, Triple H reasoned that while she deserved it from an in-ring standpoint, her adult film career held her back from going in. WWE would eventually get a change of heart and induct her in 2019 as a member of DX. However, she has yet to get a solo induction into the Hall of Fame. Speaking of Chyna's sex tape, let's talk about Sean Waltman. Waltman entered the WWE in 1993, originally going by The Kid, before being Razor Ramon in a shock upset, where he became known as the 1-2-3 Kid. He would leave WWE in 1996 to jump ship to WCW, where he joined the NWO as SHX. He would eventually be fired from WCW in early 1998 over a contract dispute and end up back in the WWE the night after WrestleMania 14 as X-Pac and joining DX. His run in the WWE would end in 2002, where he would continue to various indies as well as appearances for TNA and XPW. Then, in 2003, he would film the now infamous tape with Chyna. At the time they filmed One Night in China, Waltman and Chyna were in a relationship that became tumultuous over time. Both were addicted to drugs and had conflicting personalities due to their drug use. This would eventually lead to their breakup later down the line. Unlike Chyna, Waltman never pursued an adult film career. However, this was not Waltman's first run-in with the adult film industry. Waltman would later bring up in an interview with kayfabe commentaries that in the late 90s, adult film star Jenna Jameson had come to him to film vignettes with Val Venis, who was portraying the character of an adult film star at the time. Waltman would recount that he would get a chance to meet her and eventually slept with the adult film actress. While to some, this might be the ultimate notch in his bedpost, Waltman would claim he was on drugs during their rendezvous.